Inside your walls right now, thousands of watts of raw electrical current flow through copper lines, waiting for a single mistake to trigger a disaster. The only barrier standing between a safe home and a catastrophic fire is a series of hidden breakers, bimetallic strips, and magnetic traps. Most homeowners flip a light switch without realizing that their main service panel manages a constant thermodynamic battle against heat, resistance, and voltage drop. Your home receives electricity from the utility transformer as a high-voltage split-phase system. Street lines carry thousands of volts, but the pole transformer steps this down to two separate 120-volt live legs, line 1 and line 2. These two lines enter your main breaker panel out of phase with each other by exactly 180 degrees. When measured from line 1 to neutral, you get 120 volts. Line 2 to neutral gives another 120 volts. But when a high-draw appliance like central air conditioning connects across both line 1 and line 2 simultaneously, the push-pull difference between the two out-of-phase legs provides a full 240 volts. At the heart of this gateway sits the neutral bus bar and main bonding jumper. The neutral wire acts as the continuous return path, completing the circuit back to the transformer. In your main service panel, and only in your main panel, the neutral bus bar is physically bonded to the solid copper ground rod buried deep in the earth. This bonding point establishes 0 volts potential relative to ground. If a hot wire touches a metal appliance casing, the ground wire provides a low resistance path back to the panel. This triggers an immediate flood of current that trips the breaker instantly, preventing electrocution. Every copper wire running through your wall studs has a strict physical limit to how many electrons can squeeze through it at once, known as ampacity. As electrons flow through a conductor, they encounter internal electrical resistance, generating heat as a direct byproduct. If you force too much current through a thin wire, heat buildup will melt vinyl insulation, ignite wooden studs, and cause a structural fire inside your walls. To prevent this, national electrical code standards govern exact wire gauge sizes matched to breaker ratings. Standard household lighting and general outlet circuits use 14 AWG copper wire, rated for a maximum of 15 amps. A 15-amp circuit safely handles a continuous load of 12 amps, translating to 1,440 watts. Kitchen appliance circuits, bathroom outlets, and laundry rooms require thicker 12 AWG copper wire paired with a 20-amp breaker. The thicker copper core reduces internal resistance, allowing up to 16 amps of continuous load, or 1,920 watts. Larger appliances require even thicker conductors. Clothes dryers use 10 AWG wire on 30-amp breakers, while central air units require heavy-duty 6 AWG or 4 AWG copper conductors on 50-amp double-pole breakers. Wire sizing relies on circular mill area and distance. As electricity travels long distances to a garage, it experiences voltage drop from cumulative resistance. If a circuit runs over 100 feet, voltage drops significantly, forcing connected motors to draw higher amperage to maintain power output. This extra amperage generates dangerous thermal buildup. Thicker wire gauges lower total resistance, keeping voltage stable and preventing thermal degradation along the entire cable run. Inside every standard circuit breaker sitting in your panel box, two separate mechanical triggers stand ready to interrupt electrical flow. A thermal trip mechanism for slow overloads and a magnetic trip mechanism for instantaneous short circuits. The thermal trip mechanism handles gradual overloads. Imagine plugging a space heater, hair dryer, and vacuum into the same 15-amp circuit. Total current draw rises to 22 amps. A 15-amp breaker will not snap shut instantly under this load. Instead, current passes through an internal bimetallic strip made of two distinct metals bonded together, expanding at different thermal rates when heated. As 22 amps flow through the bimetallic strip, resistance causes the metal to warp. Over 10 to 60 seconds, the strip bends far enough to trip a spring-loaded mechanical latch, snapping internal contacts open and cutting off power before wall wiring reaches ignition temperature. The magnetic trip mechanism handles direct short circuits. If a nail pierces a wall stud and bridges hot directly to neutral, resistance drops to near zero. Current spikes instantaneously from 15 amps to over 500 amps in a millisecond. Waiting for a bimetallic strip to bend during a 500 amp fault would cause an immediate explosion of sparks and melted copper. To combat this, short circuit current passes through a compact electromagnetic coil wrapped around an internal plunger. The sudden surge of massive current generates an intense magnetic field, violently pulling the plunger forward. The plunger strikes the trip latch in under 10 milliseconds, popping the breaker open before copper wire melts. When a high current breaker trips under load, physical separation of copper contacts creates a high voltage plasma arc across the air gap. To prevent this arc from destroying breaker housing or welding contacts shut, every breaker features an arc chute. The arc chute is a stack of isolated steel plates. As the arc forms, magnetic fields draw the plasma wave into the chute, splitting it into smaller, cooler arcs until voltage collapses and the circuit is quenched. Standard thermal magnetic breakers protect copper wires from overheating, but they are completely blind to two dangerous electrical hazards: low current electrocution and high resistance arcing. Modern building codes require specialized electronic defense breakers, ground fault circuit interrupters, and arc fault circuit interrupters. A ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, saves human lives from electrocution in wet environments like kitchens, bathrooms, and outdoors. A GFCI breaker continuously monitors current flowing out on hot versus returning on neutral using an internal differential current transformer. Under normal conditions, every electron leaving the hot wire must return through neutral. However, if a person touches a frayed cord while standing on a wet floor, a tiny fraction of current leaks through their body into ground instead of neutral. The GFCI sensor detects this microscopic imbalance, as small as 4 to 6 milliamps, and trips the internal relay in 25 milliseconds, shutting down power long before electrical shock can cause cardiac arrest. While GFCIs stop electrocution, arc fault circuit interrupters, or AFCIs, stop structural wood fires caused by damaged wiring. An arc fault occurs when wire is pinched by a staple, chewed by a rodent, or loose behind an outlet screw. Current sputters across the air gap, generating localized temperatures over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit without drawing enough total amperage to trip a standard thermal breaker. An AFCI breaker contains an onboard microprocessor that constantly analyzes current waveform signatures. It filters out benign motor sparking and looks specifically for irregular, high-frequency radio noise characteristic of hazardous arcing. The moment the microprocessor recognizes an arc fault signature, it fires a solid-state trip signal, cutting off power before surrounding wooden studs catch fire. Understanding how an electrical system works under normal conditions is only half the battle. High-stakes failure modes occur when subtle installations break, creating hidden lethal traps inside your home. One dangerous failure mode is a floating neutral on a multi-wire branch circuit. In a multi-wire branch circuit, two live legs, Line 1 and Line 2, share a single common neutral wire to save cable costs. Because the two lines are out of phase, neutral carries only the difference in current between legs. If Line 1 draws 10 amps and Line 2 draws 8 amps, neutral carries only 2 amps. However, if the shared neutral wire becomes loose or disconnects inside a junction box, the circuit loses its 0-volt reference point. Line 1 and Line 2 are suddenly forced into a series connection across 240 volts. Connected appliances act as a voltage divider based on internal resistance. A low wattage device, like a phone charger, receives a massive spike over 180 volts, frying internal transformers and causing an instant fire, while high-draw devices on the opposite leg brown out. Another hazard is reverse polarity combined with loose neutral connections. If an outlet is wired backwards, hot wire to silver and neutral to brass, appliances function normally. However, internal switching contacts inside lamps now sit on neutral. This leaves light bulb sockets permanently energized at 120 volts even when switched off, creating an immediate shock hazard for anyone servicing the appliance. To ensure your home electrical system remains fully safe, every homeowner should perform 3 basic diagnostic checks. First, inspect your main panel door index. Ensure 20 amp breakers are strictly connected to 12 AWG or thicker wire. If you spot a 20 amp breaker feeding thin 14 AWG wire, the breaker allows 20 amps through wire designed for 15, degrading vinyl insulation inside your walls. Second, use a 3-prong outlet tester on branch circuits. Verify outlets show correct polarity and ground paths remain intact. If the tester reads open neutral, turn off the circuit immediately to prevent floating voltage risks. Third, test GFCI and AFCI breakers monthly using built-in mechanical test buttons. Pressing the button simulates an intentional microimbalance or arc signature, ensuring internal microprocessors and trip latches have not seized over time. Maintaining these clear physical traps keeps your electrical system operating safely, controlling high voltage chaos behind your walls from start to finish.